Hello friends. Now let us take up the fourth program in our PFG series. This is preparing and printing a complete cash bill. That means this is the extension of the second program. Second program writes a simple cash bill. This is a complete cash bill. What is the difference you have to understand, and one very important point you have to understand here. That point is applicable for all future programs, all future Python programs. That's why carefully focus on this. Actually, in the second program, there are two sections. It is divided into two sections only. One is input section, second one is output section. Input section we have written input function, output section we have written print function. That means whatever data we entered, that data was displayed in a format. That's it. Now, originally what I told you, every program is divided into three sections. One is input section, second one is process section, third one is output section. In this, I am going to introduce the process section. In order to understand the process section, we have to understand certain points that we have to focus in this program. Okay, the program is well versed to you, already explained to you. I think you might have worked out. Now I explain every line in detail. Especially I focus on the processing section. Once again, I explain this program by writing. It enables you to focus on each and every bit. Once again, I advise you, these four are programs. At least half a dozen new points we learned out of these four programs. That's why be thorough with that. Next one, fifth onward, 5th to 10th, we develop projects. That's why this knowledge is an input, or this knowledge is an essential prerequisite to develop next 6 projects. That point you have to understand and proceed. As usual, first we start with a comment, and as I told you, you start with an index. It helps you, and I am not writing all this. You know that. That is the task of the program. What you write? Preparing and printing a complete cash bill. That way, in precisely write. Thereafter, one line gap you give. That is like already told you, like a paragraph division. It improves the readability. As soon as somebody sees your program, they should be satisfied and they should get a feeling on you. You are a disciplined programmer. Okay. Thereafter, what we read first? Item. Thereafter, one line, one gap, one space you give. It improves readability. Thereafter, input function we write. In this, actually I am not writing whole thing. Already I have written twice. Now enter the name of the item. That you write the prompt statement. Okay. Thereafter, numbers. As I told you, if you want to use short names, you can use. But one should understand, it should be self-explanatory. Now, one more input function actually you have to write, but you write int. I tell you, this is the crucial point. Input, then prompt statement, as usual, you write. Okay, here int, this is a new point. I will explain what is the purpose of that. Third one is rate. Here float, input. What to write? Prompt statement. Enter the rate per unit. Prompt statement you write. Okay, these two are new. This is the input section. Thereafter, we have to process. We have to write a processing section. For that purpose, you should know about the two functions. What are the two functions? This already, this is input function. This is input function. Already I explained about print function. Now two more functions I am going to explain, and their purpose also. This is int function. This is float function. Okay. Now you are learning about int function and float function. They are very important, and not only for this program, whatever programs you are going to write in future, more or less for all the programs, this is applicable. Actually, here numbers. Numbers means, suppose let us say pens. 10 you entered. What is the item name? Pens you entered. Pens, obviously it is a string. It is a text, it is a string. There is no issue in that. Actually, this input function is having a weakness. What is the weakness? Whatever data you entered pens, it takes it as a string. You enter 10, it takes as a string. String means it is like that. You just feel like that. One wrapper is there. Now, for this is what is the third item? Enter the rate of the item. Rate of item 9.5. This also it reads like that. That means as far as pens are concerned, it's a name. It is a string. So taking as a string is no issue. But as far as numbers are concerned, those are integer values. Integer values also it takes as a string. That means it takes like this. And float value also it takes like this as a string. Here what is the problem? We are able to display. Displaying there is no issue. But performing operation is a problem. How you can perform operation? Now what you want? In order to write cash bill, what you want? Amount you want. Amount complete name you have to write. How you can make? That is numbers into, actually if you are new to the programmer, you have to understand this symbol. This is star symbol. This represents multiplication. In mathematics you write into. Here whenever you have to make multiplication, into you have to write. Okay, number should be multiplied by rate, and I already told you assignment operator, not equal to. Then whatever comes and all that, it is stored in the new variable. Suppose this is 10, this is 9.5. Then what is stored here? 95 is stored here. That point you have to understand. Here why you are doing this? Actually this should be removed. Until unless this is removed, we cannot make the calculation. One real life example I give you. How many chocolates you have? I ask. You tell that I have 5 chocolates. Displaying 5 chocolates, no issue. You can show it. I have 5 chocolates. But you want to eat. When suppose you offered it to me, I have to eat. Then what should I do? The wrapper should be removed. Until unless the wrapper is removed, we cannot eat a chocolate. Here 10 was read like that, an integer value was read like that, and a floating point value was read like that. Then how can you perform operation? This is not a string oriented operation. What type of operation? This is a int, this is a float. Int into float you have to make. For that purpose, you have to remove that wrapper. Until unless the wrapper is removed, you cannot make this multiplication. Multiplication for that purpose. In order to retrieve the integer value from string, or otherwise in order to convert a string value into int value, then we have to write input function in int function. Already explained to you. This is int function, this is float function. Okay, here one common mistake you commit. Here you see, you have written int function, input function int. Here one bracket is required. This is for this, this is for this. Actually here float, and this is for this. So 2 should come. Beginner program normally forget. Here 2 will come because here 2 openings are there. Here 2 closing should be there. Here 2 openings are there. Here 2 closing should be there. Otherwise it leads to error. Error message also cannot convey you what is the mistake. So you must remember that in order to convert a string into integer value, then int function we have to use. Input function should be written in int, and in order to convert a string value into float, we have to use float function. Now the wrappers are removed. You can perform any operation, not only multiplication plus division, or any operation you perform. If chocolate wrapper is removed, you can eat, or I myself can eat. Okay, then this is the thing. For that purpose, this is the process section. Process section. Now you must remember one thing. Whatever data we enter, that is called, those are called input variables. Actually, if you go to shop, what he knows item, he knows numbers, he knows rate. So the 3 items he enters, that is, those are input variables. And this amount he does not enter. amount is calculated by the calculator or whatever cash machine that calculates. So this is output variable. Remember, the three are input variables and amount is the output variable. Until unless amount is calculated, we cannot write the complete cash bill. That point you have to understand. Thereafter, print function, everything routine and all that. Already explained about horizontal tab that you can use. Now this is the complete cash bill. Just go through, I need not explain. Already explained in 3 programs about print. Print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines are there. 7 print statements you have to write. Here you see that first line, thereafter cash bill. Cash bill should come into the center. That's why horizontal tabs you use. Instead of one horizontal tab, it doesn't come into center. 2 horizontal tabs you use. That you get experience out of that. Thereafter, item tab, numbers tab, rate tab, amount. So then only the gaps are created. See the output. Thereafter, you print the actual variables, item, numbers, rate and amount. Here 4 are there. Thereafter, one more line you write. Just 4 programs, sincerely practice, and half a dozen points are there. All the points learn thoroughly. This knowledge is an essential prerequisite for next 6 projects. Hereafter we write 6 projects. These are called programs because by writing programs we learn concepts and their application. Projects means we perform specific tasks like preparing students mark report, preparing price list, etc. and all that. In the next program you can view that.